This sandwich is from a 2 Michelin star restaurant. It was 12 bucks. This one's from a Chicago diner Reddit swears by. And somewhere along the way, we stopped being sure Michelin was actually the better choice. Everyone makes best food in Chicago lists, but we're doing something different. We spent one day testing Michelin spots head-to-head against the places locals actually go. Every meal, one Michelin pick, one local pick, to see if Reddit knows something Michelin doesn't.
And if the sandwich is better than our Michelin spot, this whole video falls apart. First up, our Michelin breakfast, and we're gonna see if this line is worth your time. We got here an hour and a half before opening time, and we're about to go in. I hope it was worth it. Here we go. You're literally thrown in. You have to order right away, so there's no decision time. Look online. This is Kasama. This is a 2-star Michelin restaurant. It is the first Filipino restaurant to get a Michelin star in the entire world. Plot twist, if you come in the morning and wait in line, they have breakfast sandwiches that are only $10 to $12, very accessible for Michelin, that are apparently worth waiting 1.5 hours. But to start, we got an ube latte. Even though ube is super trendy, I've never had one, so I'm excited for my first ube latte. That's amazing. It's actually just like a really light flavor. It's like umami and sweet. I love that. And if you really want to see that purple ube, you can get this iced too. Now the Basque cake. So this is the ube Basque cake. It's like a shortbread crust, and then it should be filled with ube cream. So I think this is freshly baked because it's still warm.
Is that good, huh?
So we had these in the Basque country, but because we're in America, it's a little butterier. So the shortbread is so crispy, but it's about that ube huckleberry. It's a little bit tart. It's perfectly sweet. I think we're starting very strong. I love that. All right, the real star has arrived. It's literally just a breakfast sandwich with egg, cheese. What makes it different is the longanisa sausage. This better be amazing. It doesn't look like much, but for a Michelin star, I'm expecting greatness. Okay. I didn't think it was gonna be that great. Exactly. But that egg is so creamy.
It's almost like tofu. It's like so soft.
Cheese, bread, very like classic breakfast sandwich flavors. Nothing new and crazy, but then you get the sausage. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's a little smoky. That is actually worth the hype. Egg McMuffins.
Ain't got nothing.
Ain't got nothing, which I would really hope that's the case. The line is still there. It was worth your time. Come early.
It was worth the line. Oh yeah.
But how will a local compare? We're gonna find out. Kasama was out of town, but now we're back downtown. I see another line. I'm nervous. Come on, locals, don't let us down. Another line. I guess we're really gonna see which line is worth your time now. Okay, this is a diner vibe. Well, this vibe is Lou Mitchell's. It's a classic American diner that's been around for 100 years. And we already got a free donut hole. This is what Google said is like one of the best things on the menu, and it's free, plus an orange, because they believe in balance. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't have the creativity of an ube Basque cake, but it has nostalgia. And it's the perfect reason that we all love donuts. It's just good. This is service. What's your name? So we wanted to keep the comparison directly equal, so we got their version of the breakfast sandwich. This thing is double the size. It is the same price, so $14 for a breakfast sandwich, not that cheap. But they bake all their bread and pastries in-house. We kept it classic American cheese, fried egg, and double the layer of ham. I don't even know if this is gonna go in my mouth. Oh my gosh. So I've never actually had a breakfast sandwich on like toast before, and that actually might be a game changer for the classic toast. It's like crispy, and this bread is like a pillow. The ham is perfectly salty. You got drippy cheese.
Look at that American cheddar, baby.
Everything is simple, but it's absolutely done so perfectly. That's gonna be a tough pick. They start your meal with a free donut hole, and then they give you a free little red, white, and blue ice cream. If that's not America at its best, I don't know what is. There's a lot happening right now. I'm eating ice cream for breakfast, and I'm happy. Happy birthday
To you.
time for our lunch round. So we drove outside the city center for our Michelin lunch, but we have 45 minutes to wait again. So if you had to pick one breakfast spot, which one would it be?
I think the first one.
Kasama?
Kasama.
Yeah.
And just because it was eclectic, it was unique, it was something that I hadn't had before. If you want a classic sandwich,
Lou Mitchell's.
Lou Mitchell's.
It was amazing. Both are great picks, but Kasama is just so unique. Your table's ready. Will it be worth 45-minute wait? We've taken a huge departure from a diner at Lula's Cafe for our Michelin pick for lunch. This place is James Beard award-winning, Michelin Guide recommended, and locals love it for their thoughtful seasonal cuisine. So we couldn't decide what we wanted, so we got two things because you could do half sizes. So this looks like a classic Italian tomato pasta, but it's not. The sauce is completely made with pepper, so I said it's kind of like a South American twist. It's got a little bit of pancetta and cheese. Michelin seems to have a theme here, taking very familiar foods with a little twist. Because first you're like, oh, this is like a total Italian pasta that I've had before. But then you get that pepper sauce. It's just like a little bit of spice, like it tickles the back of your throat. It's not as like fresh as tomato sauce, but I actually think it works better with cheese and pancetta. It is very, very good.
Are you jealous of my twirl?
I am. You are a twirl king. Caleb was Italian in another life.
It's almost like Italian meets barbecue. The peppers are kind of like, I think, bring kind of like a smoky element to it.
Absolutely.
Very good.
And then for a complete thing from left field, a chickpea and a cauliflower Moroccan tagine.
Was it spicy?
Actually, like almost not at all, which is kind of shocking. It's more on the sweet side. And I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, so I was actually a little bit like, no meat. But it's really good and somehow so satisfying with the combination of sweetness and the really chewy chickpeas and carrots. I mean, it's not gonna turn me into a vegan, but it is really, really delicious. Sometimes places with lots of hype can let you down, but Lula's did not. That is the kind of place we love helping you find, because the mission of our channel is to help you avoid the tourist traps and eat like a local. So if that's your vibe, hit subscribe. But let's go see if Michelin takes a lunch round.
All right, we got an hour before this place closes, so.
Yeah, an hour before it closes, an hour before our first dinner reservation, which was slightly aggressive on our stomachs and our timing. Well, the restaurant's about to close, so do we have time for an intro? Absolutely not. But when there's an Italian flag bench, you have to sit on it. So this is JP Graziano Grocery and Deli. It is an Italian deli, loved by locals, loved by Reddit, loved by Google, and even famous places like Ear and The Infatuation. You gotta pay at the office. Sandwich office. Prosciutto sandwich. I love sandwiches. So we got a super simple prosciutto, tomato, and cheese sandwich on a nice soft bun, which is very representative of how locals will eat more on the daily. And if the sandwich is better than our Michelin spot, this whole video falls apart. There's a lot riding on this meat between two pieces of bread. Might not be as creative as Lula, but it is so good. Prosciutto, it's just so tender and salty with cheese and a little freshness of lettuce. And you saw the chew on the bread.
When can you ever go wrong with a sandwich? Like, we've had 3 today, and I'm still not mad.
You could never go wrong with a sandwich. It just does not let you down. So we're about to pack up, and then the manager owner came and was like, here's a cannoli. Try it. And we're like, all right, you might regret this because we've had cannolis in Sicily, but
From the motherland.
we've had them there. This looks pretty good.
The ricotta actually looks fresh.
The ricotta looks fresh, and I actually don't remember there being a big cherry, but so that's new.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Ooh, oh, there's chocolate chip.
That's classic.
It is, but I've never had it with a cherry. So it's almost like you've had chocolate covered cherries. Meets Italy.
Big fan.
I see you, JP Graziano, and your Italian, American, delicious ways. So loved by the locals, they gave it a street. Okay, if you only have one lunch, you go Michelin Chefy or a local grab and go.
I would do the Michelin Chefy just because like that spaghetti was like so unique. I've never had anything like that before.
And I disagree.
You always go sandwiches.
I always go sandwiches. I really had to think about this one. I almost picked Michelin because the pasta was amazing. But you can't beat an Italian sandwich. And to me, the sandwich eating in a deli felt like Chicago.
I'd still get the spaghetti.
Then we don't have a winner for this round.
Tie. Draw.
It's a draw. So we're flipping the order around a little bit for dinner and going local to Michelin, and this is Au Cheval. This burger is one of the most hyped in the country. It has won awards for literally being the best. So we got the single patty, and then we were like really confused, and we're like, why is there two? And the waiter was just like, it's kind of a trick menu. Single has two because we're in America. Literally just burger, pickles, mustard, cheese, and they have like a Dijonnaise kind of like mustard in between. I don't know, could it be a good burger or could it be the best?
You're doing a little dance.
It's pretty hard not to dance when you're eating a really good burger. And this is that. The bun is perfectly soft, it's squishable. The patty, which is what it's all about, perfectly cooked, little crispy, little smoky. Love the Dijonnaise mayonnaise. It's a really good burger. Is it the best in the country? I don't know.
I'll be the burger judge.
You've been around a few burgers in your life.
This is the burger for the patty purists. No frou-frou stuff like Taylor likes her burgers.
Just throwing me under the bus. The burger bus.
Okay, there's no ketchup on this burger. No ketchup.
That's why it needs ketchup.
You know what's happening, folks.
I'ma do me,
Feel free to judge in the comments.
but nicely. Protect my heart.
That's the magic sauce.
This is my ketchup dance because I literally love ketchup. And it truly is a magic sauce. Like now it is a fantastic burger.
Get out of here.
Well, that was so much about the burger. They literally didn't even serve fries. Like a classic diner American food, be Michelin American comfort food. Let's go find out.
We're braving the Chicago traffic yet again to see if Michelin is worth the drive.
Ooh. Watch your bets.
That's definitely not watch your butts. Hold on to your butts. And Cam's verdict on Chicago drivers is?
Crazy. They're all crazy.
Our reservation is now. I can't call because our phone is disconnected and we can't find parking. So
What's this
hopefully
guy doing?
we can get in.
We're literally like 6 minutes past our reservation already, and we have 10 minutes to run. This is Virtue, one of the most celebrated restaurants in all of Chicago, but it's outside city center, so it's a little bit less touristy. This is Michelin recommended, James Beard award winning, and they focus on modern Southern comfort food. And the vibe, it is very classy, but not pretentious. And so we got our starters. We got little cups of gumbo, which are so cute. So gumbo, rice, chicken, andouille sausage, a classic Southern dish. Wow. It really looks like nothing, just brown, but it tastes like so much. There's that Holy Trinity spicy pepper kick. The rice is perfectly cooked, and the sausage. It doesn't have like too much heat, just that perfect amount. We are starting very strong. And Taylor Breton broke, and last minute was like, I need cornbread.
He recommended it.
It's $12. It's the most expensive cornbread I've ever had, so it better be amazing. Topped with all the honey butter. Big pool. Okay, Caleb.
I win.
It was worth
I
$12.
win.
Like, look at that. I don't think I need to tell you how good that is when you see that honey butter on top. It is so moist, not too sweet, and so buttery.
Butter's just like avalanching over the cornbread right now. Like, this is all I need. Good thing I don't live here because I'd be 500 pounds.
You brought this upon us.
I love when I'm right. Which is quite often, if I'm being honest.
You're in the doghouse.
I'm choking on my words.
That's right, it's karma, baby.
That's cornma. Okay. Cornbread.
We get it.
It's cornbread,
We get
cornma.
it. The main course is here, which looks extremely Michelin-y, very chefy and beautiful and fancy. It's a tile fish? Literally never heard of that.
Heard of it.
On some lady peas, also never heard of it. Topped with fennel and a fennel puree. And we don't have a winner for our video yet, so there's a lot riding on this bite.
Cornbread as the winner.
Oh, I actually don't need a knife. Wow, that is flaky. Look at that glisten. You saw it. 10 out of 10, perfectly cooked. So it's a little bit sweet, like kind of like a crab, but also really meaty, like a mahi-mahi. And it's so fresh with the fennel on top. It's unlike any fish I've ever had, and I love it.
Better than cornbread?
I mean, the cornbread actually might still be the winner. I mean, it's covered in honey butter. That's just like Drop the mic.
Yes, I did.
Can't take him anywhere, guys. That was delicious. So if you only have one dinner, you go Michelin or local.
I go Michelin. 'Cause of
Absolutely.
cornbread. Yeah.
Cornbread aside, though, it was fantastic.
I can't think of anything but cornbread. So, but yes,
Take
it
my word
was
for it.
delicious.
So is it worth prioritizing Michelin recommended spots in a foodie city like Chicago? We have to say yes. While the local spots were still fantastic and you can't go wrong, they're a little bit more like American comfort food. And the Michelin Guide, it was just that next level chef-driven delicious food. But now we understand that Chicago has amazing food, but we don't understand why. So watch this video next to come along with us through the neighborhoods that built Chicago's food scene.